Hot off the press, I am reviewing the brand new Yonex Arcsaber 11 Pro. Launched around the world this week, arrived yesterday, restrung it this morning. I've been on court with it all day today, so got plenty to talk about with this racket, and hope you're going to find this review very helpful. So a couple of questions I suppose that are going to be asked by a lot of players. What is going to be, is this in keeping with the original Arcsaber series? And secondly, is this going to be an upgrade on the original Arcsaber 11, which has been favoured by so many famous players around the world for so long? Is there going to be a massive difference between the original Arcsaber 11 and this to warrant buying it? And if so, what are the differences? So plenty to talk about. This is a 3UG4. There is supposedly going to be a 4UG5 available in the UK, but for many of you around the world, you may find that you've got more options than we have in the UK. Typically, we tend to get 3UG4 or 4UG5. For me, with this being an even balanced racket, I would have really liked to have seen this as a 3UG5, which is my preference for grip size, but played nice, and we'll talk about playability very, very shortly. Where's the differences then? So first off, the ferrule is different. We first saw this on the Astrox 100ZZ, so hopefully you can see that is a very familiar looking shape these days. I felt the shaft looked a little bit thinner as well, so we'll talk about that shortly. If we look at the frame itself, we can see that there is sort of recess here, the familiar recess at the top, and this section here is what we would normally expect to see in this kind of area, almost going halfway up the frame, and then the recess would start and go all the way around. We have a grommet strip here, which looks very similar to the one we saw on the Astrox 99 Pro. So I don't know whether that's to add a little bit of weight, or what it's supposed to do there, or whether it's just to allow the strings to sit in a certain way. So hopefully this will be available as a replacement fairly soon, so that stringers can change these as and when these grommets do split. So fingers crossed on that. This is definitely a new stringing pattern for the Arcsaber series. Previously there is a very familiar pattern that all stringers will know, but this is the pattern we see on the Astrox 100ZZ and the Astrox 88D. So it's not new to Yonex, and it's not new to badminton, but it's certainly new to the Arcsaber range. So the sort of differences I've already mentioned. The frame itself, I would say, looks a lot sleeker, a little bit thinner, probably a lot more aerodynamic than the original. I think the shaft is a little bit slimmer, and you can see it's a stiff shaft there as well, and not much bend in there. So how does it play? Well, for me, there is still the feel of an Arcsaber. Whether that's because it is still that even balanced frame, I'm not so sure, but I enjoyed playing with this today, and it sort of reminded me of what we missed when Yonex brought out the Dewara series, having had such massive sales with the Arcsaber series. And this felt very, very familiar, but I also felt that it was better than the original. For me, the ability to string this to a higher tension certainly paid off. This is strung in BG65 Ti at 27 pounds. Maximum recommended tension on this is 28, whereas the original Arcsaber series from memory was lower than that. The whole aspect of this frame for me, it just felt crisper, it felt stronger, and I really enjoyed it. For me, this racket was a lot sharper in defence. I felt that the racket head moved a lot faster than the original, and I have actually had the original in my hand fairly recently to give that comparison. I just don't have one with me now. I also felt that around the net it continued to show that level of sharpness that we like to see, and with it being an even balanced racket, it really does move quick, and almost as fast as probably the Nanoflare 800. So that's to give you a little bit of comparison, and very sort of similar frame, if you like, in not so much in terms of construction, but in terms of the way in which it flows around when you're playing. So really enjoyed that. But with even balance as well, you've got enough power up there if you're hitting your overhead shots, but really quick recovery off those kind of shots, and carries beautifully. And I just thought that overall this was a really, really good racket. I can't really fault it in terms of the power that it put out today. I can't fault it in terms of the speed it had. And I felt that this was a significant upgrade on the original Arcsaber 11. It still had great feel, it still had that little bit of hold, and it certainly benefited from that additional speed in the frame and the crispness of a frame compared to the original. There's an element also of feeling a bit stronger than the original as well. So overall, really, really happy with this. I understand there's going to be another version of it, but when we get that, I'm not so sure yet, whether it's available in the UK or not. But those of you who've seen previous reviews of like the Astrox 88 will know that the Pro series seems to be the top of the range, and then there seems to be a Tour, then a Game, and then in the 99 they offered the Play series, which I've not seen yet. So there will be another version of this, but I'm not sure exactly which one is going to be coming out on the market and when I will get to review and compare, but I will do that as and when that happens. But for now, a really, really great racket. Great to see a new Arcsaber. Love the colours in this grey and red. I love the extra tweaks they've made to the frame. I think it's well worth you trying this racket out. If you're an Arcsaber fan, I think you're going to absolutely love it. If you've not tried Arcsaber before, then this is going to be a nice opportunity for you as well. So there you go. For me, a significant upgrade on the original Arcsaber 11. This is the Arcsaber 11 Pro. Give it a try, find a Yonex retailer, get a test done, get on a demo day if you can find one, and see what you think and let me know. So there we go, that's it. It's the Arcsaber 11 Pro. I'll see you on another video.